Back, everybody. Mother's Day is Sunday, but don't you worry. This guy right here is going to help you. Chef Aaron from Kroger with a bunch of ideas that Mom is going to love. Now, Aaron, before you get started, let me ask you this question. So normally it's the kids trying to pull this off, and they bring in bacon that is basically long strips of charcoal and some kind of pancake batter that is usually the basic consistency of igneous rock. How can we prevent these things from happening?
You don't?
Just let it go, man. Let it go. So what are we going to cook up today? What's nice and easy?
So I have some elevated stuff that I've simplified.
Okay.
So what we can start with is the iced coffee. And this can be done hot. And I'll explain. I am using this morning a coconut non-dairy frozen yogurt, or frozen dessert, I'm sorry. It's a snickerdoodle flavor.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
All I've done is I've taken cold brew and I've taken the snickerdoodle ice cream and I've blended it up. Okay, so I have on ice, but like I said, you could also use this warm. If you want to warm up the ice cream and pop it in the microwave for about 35 seconds, you could add it to a hot coffee and still add the toppings to it. But all I'm doing is just getting ice in a nice cup.
And what are we talking about? Just a scoop of the ice cream, a couple scoops?
So what you're going to do is about a quarter cup to 8 ounces, and
Okay.
you can vary that. I mean, it really doesn't matter as
Gotcha.
far as, I mean, the flavors are going to be there no matter what. So this one does have a little bit of actual snickerdoodle in it. So all I'm doing is just removing some of the chunks there with an adorable little strainer, by the way.
That is
And if you want to add
strainer.
a little bit of touch, you can always add a little bit of whipped cream to the top. And sticking with the adorable theme, I have an adorable.
Look at you.
And that took literally no time to put together. So it looks
didn't.
fantastic.
And it looks really fancy as heck. It really does.
It really does, right? And I mean, that took maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You're just grabbing stuff that you have in the fridge. And like I said, you can make it hot. It's going to taste just as good. But for the finer side of the breakfast, I'm making a take on an Eggs Benedict.
Right.
But I'm simplifying it. So Eggs Benedict can be rather challenging. But I have the sourdough English muffins already toasted up. I have my butter and my red wine vinegar already reduced and mixed together here.
Okay.
And what you want to do is you want to wait for that butter to bubble a little bit.
All right.
And I'm putting together an easy béarnaise. So I'm going to pour this into something a little bit easier to work with here. And with an Eggs Benedict, what we have is poached eggs. You don't have to poach the egg. It goes with the classic theme. And then instead of Canadian bacon, I did a prosciutto wrapped asparagus. So what I did is I took about 3 pieces of asparagus and 1 piece of prosciutto, and I wrapped that and I baked it for about 12 minutes. Everything's already ready to eat in there,
Love
so you're
that.
really just getting it to your consistency.
Yeah.
And I'll show you that in just 1 second. But so hopefully you can still hear me over the food processor. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this in while this is going. And what's going to happen with that hot butter is these eggs are going to cook with that.
Oh, wow.
It's going to take just a second to put together here. But like I said, I've already reduced the vinegar inside, and then I put the butter in the same pan that the vinegar has.
Along with your cute, things, you needed a cute little funnel. That would have helped you.
Yeah, this would have been helping. A little bit helpful. So as that's finishing up, I'm going to put the asparagus on here. I'm going to grab my eggs, turn that off.
Gotcha.
So the eggs are going to go right over the top. And then a little bit of lemon juice.
And get ready to hit it with the old béarnaise you made there, right?
It looks like I got my butter too hot, so the butter ended up breaking on me, but you're going to have a little bit of sauce. And then you want to hit it with just a little bit of paprika.
Perfect.
And you're good to go.
Looks good to me, and I love the drink. The second part for me, honestly, very challenging. First thing though, I could do that like a champ. I love it.
That one's a little easier. And as you saw, I got my butter a little hot, so the eggs ended up breaking the sauce a little bit. But it's still going to taste good, and it's a little bit easier to do in larger batches. So if you do only, your variation is going to be 2 ounces of butter to 1 egg yolk.
Okay.
And Though you want to do at least 4 egg yolks just so the blade is hitting the egg yolk as it's starting to spin. And then when you pour the butter in, it starts to mix a little bit better.
All right, Chef Aaron, as always, buddy, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming up with some great recipes. And yeah, I know some people are going to try both of those, but especially that coffee thing. I'm going to tell you that's going to be a hit. It's 9:53. We'll be right back.